Hey, what's up guys, it's Mellow Mage here, bringing another gameplay commentary. This is a King of the Hill match on artillery. It starts out a bit slow, but I get my shit together by round 2. I start fucking shit up. I do my thing in it. Anyways, go ahead and jump on into this and get this little shindig started. You know, for once I'm not going to talk about Gears of War a whole lot. I'm going to talk about something, it's related, but I want to talk about something, you know, that I guess would be helpful to, people that, are either getting into Gears and either they're just planning on, going for montage clips or random clips, or if they're like me, they're a commentator, they're a Gears commentator. And, when I started out, I didn't have a clue how to fucking commentate. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And what I'm going to do here is basically what I kind of wished was there for me when I was starting out, was just, general little, tips, for, starting out in Gears. And I'm going to talk about commentating mostly in this. Might touch on randoms or, people that try to go for clips in a Gears game. I'm primarily a commentator, but I do clips, random clips on the side, just for shits and giggles. But the basic premise of commentating is you talk about what interests you. What catches your full undivided attention, and it could be some shit with real life, like in school or at your workplace, or just life in general, or in my case, I'm really interested in Gears of War and other video games, but mostly Gears of War. And you don't ever want to bore people with what you talk about, and you gotta sound like you're interested when you're talking. And another thing in regards to that, and this is sort of a little subtext to that, but you want to be yourself when you talk. And what I'm getting at here is you don't want to, when you're commentating, you don't want to sound like you don't want to sound like someone you're not. You don't want to, you don't want to sound like a flamboyant, arrogant, pompous jackass when you're talking. I mean, you gotta be true to yourself. You gotta be yourself when you're commentating. People get your personality better, when it's you that's talking, not some kind of fucking alternate persona you came up with because you can't be yourself. What I mean in that is, like, for example, I'm a bit of a smart ass, but I'm humble. I don't think I'm owed anything. I don't think I'm I don't think I'm God's gift to humanity or something. I am myself when I commentate. I'm a bit of a smart ass, but I'm humble. And another thing, in regards to that, a thing I have trouble with, for any of you guys that, have, been subscribed to me, or anybody that comes across this, video and is, thinking about commentating, you will notice in my previous commentaries, I will get sidetracked a lot when I talk. And I don't know what it is with that. I just like hearing myself talk a lot. But I'll sometimes just get off on subjects, and I will just get so sidetracked it's not even funny. And what's helped me, in particular in long videos like this one, I think this commentary is going to be close to 14 minutes long, but what I've done to try and keep myself on track and try to keep myself where I need to be, and at least, make my commentaries, be somewhat coherent, while meanwhile sticking to a certain subject, is I will write down my thoughts on a piece of paper, and I'll write down maybe in bullet point form. And, like I said, bullet point format, because, nobody wants to hear a fucking robot talk. You don't want to, when you're commentating, you don't want to sound like you're giving a fucking speech or anything. You want to talk. You want people to get your personality. I was talking about that just a few minutes ago. You want people to feel your personality. They want to, they want to hear you. They don't want to hear a fucking robot talking. If you want to listen to a fucking robot, you call some goddamn fucking 1-800 number, and you talk to the motherfucking machine on that end. People want to hear a person. When they want to listen to you commentate, they want to hear you. And that's what I've done, just to try and keep my fucking self organized when I talk and when I commentate. I flow better. I don't get in any kind of. I'm not sitting here wondering what the fucking hell did I write down or what the hell is this. There's no pause at all when I'm talking. And it just keeps everything nice and organized to a certain degree. So I say, but that's what I do. Another thing is, if you're going to be getting into commentating, kind of set your own standards for gameplays. Don't go in to a fucking Gears match, go 1 for fucking 14 and say, that's a fucking gameplay, guys. Don't do that. People want to be entertained somewhat. For example, with this gameplay, I'll admit this is not spectacular. I don't even think I get MVP in this. I just get smooth operator, and I know I topped my team with the most kills, and I think I only got... Oh, God, I think by my own count, I think I only got killed 6 or 7 times. I know that ain't shit, but like I said, I just wanted to give an example with this video. It ain't the best in the world, but it's good enough. And you don't have to go above and beyond, with some crazy ass, you don't have to be 25-0. I mean, if you can get that, go for it. But, don't stress. And that's another point I'm getting to. Don't tax yourself. Don't push yourself beyond what you're not capable of. For instance, like I said, I do randoms. I do random clips, mostly, and that's because I'm mostly a shotgun player, If I pick up a sniper rifle or a torque bow, and I try to blind fire somebody, most of the time people are laughing at me, because I am missing either wide to the left, wide to the motherfucking right. It's pretty embarrassing at times, I'll fucking admit. But you can't you're basically. I'm getting sidetracked. Basically, know your limits. Know where you are best at it, and don't stress yourself. For me, I'm mostly a shotgun player. I don't pick up torque bow or sniper most of the time. I'll fuck you up with a shotgun. That's just how I am. That's my sort of play style, and it's the same thing, in my opinion, with gameplays. It's pretty hard to get those undefeated, TDM matches or King of the Hill matches when you get 40 or 50 plus kills and you get smooth operator and MVP ribbon on top of it. Those are pretty hard, and sometimes you're not going to be able to get those all the time. So don't push yourself. Another thing I want to talk about: be chill when you're playing this game. You cannot sit there. And I'll admit, I rage quite a bit when I play this game. That's just... it's Gears of fucking War. Who doesn't get mad when they play this game? But I tend to get more mad at, being bullshitted more than anything. But you have to learn to take this game in stride when you play it, and you'll enjoy it more. Play the game. I had a friend once. When I first got my cap card, I remember I kept trying, and this was just before I got into commentating, and I think I was just going for random clips. That's all I was going for. And like I said, I play nothing but King of the Hill, so I'm mostly a shotgun player. I'm an in-your-face. I will get right in your face with a shotgun. I will try and swing for the fences. I'm going for quads and quins. That's just how I play. And when I was starting out early on, I was raging, I think, harder than I had ever raged before. And my friend noticed that, and he said, he asked me, am I trying to force, a clip? And I was like, well, yeah, I gotta fucking get it, it'd be cool as shit to get. He said, do you usually get them when you're just playing the game normal, knowing you're not recording? I was like, well, I've gotten them. He said, that's what you do. Because you're not going to enjoy the game by ramming your head up against a fucking wall repeatedly. You're just going to get fucking angrier. You're not even going to be really happy, with yourself just playing this game like that. You got to enjoy the game, and you got to play it. Play the game, is what I took from that. And it helped me quite a bit. It's the same thing with gameplays, when you're going for a gameplay, for a commentary. Don't push yourself to try and, get some unbelievable shit. Play the game. If you've gotten them before, and you get them regular enough to say, I'm sure I can get one at some point, just, play the game. It's just like right now. I had to revisit that little piece of advice I just gave just a second ago. When I got into Mellow, I was told, hey, I got to do a commentary, at least a regular commentary once every 2 weeks. I got to show I'm, active. And when I did my first one, I just started. I was sitting there and I was stressing about, all right, I got to get another gameplay. I got to get a decent gameplay here. And I kept pushing myself in TDM, and I was playing with my buddy Relicize. Some of y'all know him as Paul. And I was just trying to get a good gameplay, and I think I was in a TDM match, and I ran into oh god, I forgot his name already. Void Siberia. I think he was a Ray Torch at one point, but he was wanting to fuck with me. I seen him melee at me a few times, and I was trying to get a gameplay, and it was just one of those nights where I couldn't do shit. I mean, he made me look like a fucking fool, and he beat my fucking ass. I mean, and I started playing like a bitch at some point during that match, and my movement was sluggish. It was embarrassing. I remember sitting one time in that middle of this TDM match I was playing against him. I was like, I'm glad Mello didn't bring me in as a player, because they'd be pretty embarrassed right now by my ass. And I was sitting there thinking, I'm glad they just brought me in as a commentator, because, hey, people that like to talk aren't exactly valued for playing well. But you got to learn to take this shit in stride. You got to learn to play the game. And I think what it was, when I was playing in that particular match, I'm just giving that as an example. I played horribly, bottom line, that night. So it wasn't just that one match. I just played dreadfully. But, I was stressing trying to make everything perfect. I was trying to do that. And not everything is going to be perfect, Like I was just saying, you got to play the game. You just got to play fast and loose. You can't be, all tensed up saying, okay, I got torque bow. I got to do some, I got to get some crazy-ass kills with it. Or I got an active, Nasher. I got to go and get a triple or a quad, for this gameplay. You don't have to, You just have to entertain. You just have to do enough. You can't overdo it, and just play the game. Because, like I was just talking about, you're going to be sitting there, and I was so stressed, trying to do everything perfect that I was thrown completely off my game. I was getting my ass whooped on top of it. It was pretty fucking embarrassing, bottom line. And you can't force everything. You just have to go with the flow. You have to just go as things unfold for you. Or else you're just going to, as I was talking about, bang your head against the wall repeatedly. You're not going to be happy. You're probably going to have a moment where you say, I think I'm going to go play another game because this game sucks. When in fact, it's just you being a dummy. And, be humble. I'm humble most of the time. I don't think anything is owed to me. I don't think, I'm a fucking small timer. I only got 48 fucking subscribers. I ain't shit. I know I'm not. But, I enjoy the game. I do this for fun. This is, shits and giggles to me. And, on the occasion, I do flip the fuck out when I'm playing Gears 3. It's because I get bullshitted. Alright, this gameplay is coming to an end, guys, so I'm going to catch y'all later. I hope I kept that coherent and organized enough, because this was a bit long. Anyways, guys, catch you later. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of the gameplay.